The strange doors of ancient Egypt, the tombs of the Saqqara area, that are gates to other dimensions according to certain claims. The strange doors of Egypt. Egypt is known, among other things, for various strange findings that lead to many mysteries, as there are no answers to various questions that cause, no matter how much archaeologists struggle. Such strange findings are some strange doors in temples in Egypt. The archaeologists call fake doors. They don't lead anywhere. There's nothing behind them. As the name implies, a false door is usually an imitation of a door, often found in temples or tombs throughout ancient Egypt. Now, we also find them, of course, in Latin America, South America, the Gate of the Sun, for example. Now, it's one of the most common elements found in Egyptian tombstones, the false door, and it's also one of the most important architectural features of the ancient empire of Egypt. Their typical form evolved from the so-called facade of the palace, which existed in the exterior architecture of mastaba of the elite of the archaic period of 3100 BC to 2156 BC, while a series of successive changes over the centuries allowed to historians to make their dating, while their popularity gradually diminished and they were replaced by pillars instead of doors. And this is one of the doors that leads to nowhere in the Saqqara area. Now, in general, fake doors were not exactly replicas of real doors, but a combination of them, and were often made of a single piece of high-quality limestone that was then painted red and black dots. A table, usually a wooden table, was often placed in front of the door where the religious offerings of food and drink were kept. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. This again is a statue of a man in front of a false door. There's nothing behind him. Now, in general, the false doors were richly decorated and engraved with the names and titles of the tomb owner. Along with these decorations, a curse could be included against those who could somehow harm the dead by trying to steal whatever was there, intrude on the tomb, and a blessing to those who made offerings in his honor. For example, the false door of Redi Ness's tomb in Giza, around 532 G, shows the following text. I never hurt anyone. Therefore, I will be protected from those who want to harm my grave or me. I have built this with my own means. It is God who will judge my case and those who did something against him. Okay, this is what he has engraved, etched on his tomb. I will never hurt anyone, on the false door, that is. I will never hurt anyone, therefore I will be protected from those who want to harm my grave or me. I have built this with my own means. It's God who will judge my case and those who did something against him. Now, the false doors of Egypt as gates to other dimensions. To the ancient Egyptians, these doors were considered real entrances to the underworld, or the other world, another dimension, and must undoubtedly have played an important role in their worship of the deceased. According to archaeologists, these gates served as the imaginary passage between the worlds of the living and those of the dead, and they believed that they allowed Ka, one of the elements of the soul, according to the ancient Egyptians, to pass through. The deity or the mortal could, through these doors, interact with the world of the living, and according to the beliefs of the ancient Egyptians, in simpler words of our time, the false doors were a gateway to the other world, the underworld, or generally other dimensions. Were they just fakes that led to a fantasy journey, or are they hiding something that was lost over the centuries and could be activated in an unknown way to really be a passage to somewhere elsewhere? So if all these are myths, that is, fairy tales, legends, then why do modern scientists try to open gates to other dimensions? Be that as it may, Egypt is not the only place where these strange doors can be found. Other examples, as we said before, similar structures are found in South America, the Gate of the Sun, for example. For examples, the Gates of the Gods, located in the mountain region of Huma Huma in Peru, and the locals have a legend that speaks of, quote, a door leading to the land of the gods, end quote. In this myth, it is said that long ago the great heroes left to unite with the gods, and as they passed through the door, they reached a new life and immortality. On rare occasions, these men returned for a short time to, quote, inspect all the lands of the kingdom, end quote. This is on a Greek article I have for you. I've translated for you. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.